Hey there everybody, it's Niki from Kaniki's. I have been trying to get this camera set up for days. It's sitting on top of my laptop. I have notes in front of me. I'm trying to remember to look at the camera in the right direction. I'm sure you've all been there. This is my first FlossTube video. I don't know if you've heard of me. If you have, yay. If you haven't, come and visit me. I have some links for my site, and I am always on Facebook, and I'm also on Instagram. Let's see. I'm a designer. I design, I craft, I stitch, I do cross stitch, I do punch needle, I do painting, I'm supposed to be doing rug hooking. I have lots of supplies to start. I haven't yet. Cooler weather's coming up. That'll come. I'll get there. I have to laugh because before I got on, I had to, I've been trying to get the dogs to be quiet. As you notice in my introduction, that this was brought to you by me and my barking posse. That would be Odie and Bo. You might have also seen my picture of my corner, so I say welcome, come on into my little corner. You can see behind me, I think I already have this finger point thing down. One of my designs, the old Crow Inn, part of the 1800 series. My diffuser's going. Wonderful woodland scents this evening. Hopefully the light's not too much. If so, let me know. I'll work on that for the next video. Behind me back here is a little more of my work. I have it scattered throughout the entire house. Kaniki's is... Hey, that's another thing. I finally get to say it. My business name is Kaniki's. I've heard people say it so many ways. On the phone, online. It's so much fun. But it's Kaniki's. It's my nickname. It's been my nickname. Oh God, forever. I can remember back in the day when we were young. That was a long time ago. Dust a few cobwebs off to get that memory out. But we used to go camping, and there was this old Italian man who used to sing songs with people's names. So it'd be Kaniki, or Niki, Bobiki, Banana Fana, Fofiki, Kaniki. It stuck with me. My family started calling me Kaniki. My friends started calling me Kaniki, and then it kind of faded away. And then when I started my business 22 years ago, my friend Karen and Niki got together, and we started Trash to Treasure. I mean, you name it. We had a 4-story house, and it was full. We repurposed, recycled, rehabbed everything you can think of. And she did it more as a hobby. I did it for a living. I left my job in human services and just started doing my thing. Oh my. That has evolved and evolved and evolved. I can remember, Trash to Treasure, sewing, quilting, painting, everything I could get my hands on. I've done every kind of painting you can think of. Narrowed it down to finally acrylics. I'm really good with that. And I just started doing watercolor a little while ago. I can't wait to show some of that. But digital painting. Eventually went to college. I went for human services. I ended up with a degree in that, and then I ended up doing more digital art and business stuff than you could possibly shake a stick at. I fell in love with digital art. I absolutely love it. I guess you can say that I've been working on computers since they filled the rooms. That might date me a little bit, give you my age. The other thing that might date me is my new bifocals, which is the reason why I'm looking up. 3 days ago, and I gotta look up to see stuff in front of me. I gotta look down so I don't kill myself. The eye doctor told me look up to survive and look down to see what's in front of me. So I've been doing my best. Anyway, Kaniki's. A few years ago, my husband got pretty worn out from doing, he's been doing carpentry and hard labor his whole life, and his knees and back really started giving way. And I wanted a lot of stuff done, including we built our house, we were running the business, we were both working full-time, me doing Kaniki's and him doing his thing, and he just, they eliminated his position at one of the places that he worked for. They were consolidating. It was a mess. Anyway, I said, you know what? Why don't we just work together? So I'm like, we've been doing it for 20 some odd years. Let's do it. We'll save money. You'll be home. We can make anything and everything. So that's what we do. We work together. We live together. We eat, breathe, sleep together. However, this weekend is his family's reunion, which is kind of bittersweet. I love his family and I'd love to go, but we have the 2 dogs and the cat, and I have work to do. So each year I just kind of make this weekend my own and spend some time. I'm looking over here because I have a pile. Spend some time working on projects and working on just whatever I feel like. And the house stays clean for like 3 whole days. He's gonna see this and say, ah, shut up. Yeah, true. I even buy myself like lean cuisines so I don't have to cook at all. But Thursday I cooked, no, Thursday morning I cooked a couple loaves of zucchini bread, zucchini from the garden. And then I cooked a great big cauldron of ranch pasta salad. I'll share that recipe someday. Just ask. I'll share. It's addicting. You'll want it all the time. Everyone will. So I've been living off of zucchini bread, lean cuisines, and ranch pasta salad. He comes home tomorrow afternoon, so I'll kind of enjoy that. He cooks way more than I do. I cook my specialty things. I cook things I want to cook, when I want to cook. If I don't want to cook, thank God he loves me. He watches out for me because he also knows that I will work and work and work on something until I'm like, wow, it's 5, 6 o'clock at night and I haven't had breakfast. I know, bad. Really bad. If you notice me looking up, we're going back to that bifocal thing. I'm telling you, I should have done this years ago. I was walking around just squinting all the time, and with the work I do, both on the computer and with stitching and crafting and painting and especially stitching and, well, yeah, computer. You FlossTubers have gotten me addicted. I don't even turn on, the TV's not on. I've been watching FlossTube. I love everybody. I have so many people bookmarked, subscribed, on my gotta watch list. Michelle Bendy Stitchy, shout out to you, girl. I love her. I have finally caught up with her videos. Country Stitchers, Priscilla and Chelsea, who doesn't love them? Donna Ray, she's in our group. Prim Stitchers. Lori Brecklin, she just started doing videos. I'm not going to go on with that list yet. I'll do another video. Obviously, I'm not going to stop. Once you start, it's like Lay's potato chips. You have one, you got to keep doing another. There's so many people that have made me feel so connected. Even though I'm an introvert and I love being at home, we don't have a local needle shop. We don't. There's nobody around here that stitches. I can't even get my daughter to stitch. She refuses. Of all the things I've done in my entire career, what does she pick? She picked knitting. I know nothing about knitting. I had to send her to my mother, my sister, can't talk. YouTube videos. I'm like, of all the things I do, you pick something I don't knit. I appreciate people who knit and crochet because it's a lot of work, It's beautiful, but I know nothing about it. Nothing. I figure I have enough bad habits. Are they bad habits? No. But I have enough to do. So there's really nobody to connect with locally that stitches. Well, my sister Tammy, she stitches. And she's only 40 minutes from here. She's done one of my models. Actually for PNPS, Punch Needle and Primitive Stitcher magazine. Hi, Deb. She wanted to know all about what was for dinner tonight. What am I doing? What are me and John doing? How are the dogs? The dogs are good. Oh yeah, that segues into the dogs. I may hit pause a lot because especially at night after Odie's been napping all day, it's barking time. Something moved, the light flickered, a car went by, the wind blew. I don't know, I don't hear the stuff he hears. He's very, very loud. And when he decides he's going to bark, I might as well just pause. We pause and we wait. Losing track of where I'm going already. So, Kaniki's it is. A quiet weekend, sorta-ish. New glasses. Starting FlossTube. Got my intro video done. I think I've got the editing thing down pat. I gave myself some notes. Oh, I have a confession. Yeah. I've been so focused on trying to get this done. And I'm going to try to insert some pictures. And then when I do, I'm going to like give myself a signal. But I've been working on staining and dyeing linen for a couple weeks in between orders and new designs. I have been doing my printed linens for years. A couple of years now. And, yeah, it's been a couple of years. And, every time I do a piece of linen, well, for a while I was getting it just by the yard. And then I started getting it by the bolt because it was going fast. And, no matter what, either way, by the yard, by the bolt, I always had leftover pieces. Just pieces, and I'm frugal and I don't throw anything away. When we do woodworking, you should see our tree line. It is full of wood. Everything. We save it all. A triangle, a little piece of wood, that can be turned into an ornament. All these little pieces of linen, oh yeah, they can be stitched on. If they don't fit in your hoop, try it in your hand. If they don't fit in your hand, sew some extra material on. Where there's a will, there's a way. You do not throw away linen. You save it and you stitch on it. And I was real surprised. My box, just a huge box I had under my shelves, it was just filling and filling and filling and filling. And I couldn't get another piece in there, and I said to my husband, John, I gotta do something with this. Well, I'm not a dyer. I stain with a mix of coffee, walnut, vanilla, cinnamon, and some fragrances because that's Prim and Grunge. I've been doing it since, oh my gosh, since I found out what Prim was, and that was a long time ago. Maybe one of these times I'll show you some of the Prim dolls and stuff that I made. Santas. I used to love to make those. Anyway, I gotta tell you, there's astronomical amounts of linen, so that's what I've been doing. So, with that, I'm gonna show you some of it. Sorry, I keep looking over there. But I got a confession. I was so tied up in doing that and trying to figure out what I was gonna do with the video, how I was gonna set things up, trying to figure out how I didn't look stupid looking up so I can see through my bifocals. I don't have anything that I'm stitching. Look at this. An empty hoop. Nothing. Oh, not true. I set this up just to show you guys that not only do I have an empty hoop, wow, and this is my setup. hammerhead light. Clipped on. This is a 4-inch. I usually work on a 7-inch. This is one of my old book pages, linen on 36 count. I just love this linen. It once you, oh, I just love it. And then today, okay, 3 confessions. I've been selling these and using these hammerhead lights for years. You see that? That's an adapter. Mine never came with one. So what I did when I got mine for the very first time, which, holy crap, I just love this thing. This thing just, look at this. It blows the place up. What I've been doing is I have a battery charger, and I bought a couple packs of rechargeable AAA batteries. And I keep 4 on the charger and 3 in the light. So you can stitch for 8 hours, easy, on full bright light before it starts to wear down. But I didn't know about that until, who was I watching? Someone new to me. Oh, I wrote it down. Hang on. Sorry, gotta look down. Julie Susical Stitcher. Oh my gosh. If you haven't found her, go find her. I hope she comes back for more. I love her videos. I don't even know how I found it today, but, well, I was online doing that, too. So, empty hoop, printed linen, tons of linen, that's what I've been working on. Yesterday was World Cross Stitch Day. Yeah, World Cross Stitch Day. I missed it. There's nothing on here. But I have some gorgeous linens. Here's, not, I don't dye, and I'm never doing this again. So when these run out, that's it. Look at this. This is like blues, and then I stained it. And then you got my typical, nope, this one's got like a gold and yellow undertone. And then, I don't know how the heck I did this, but and it isn't showing real true to color, and that's a true light, but it's murky, but it's like green and brown, and there's some, well, look through the right part of my glasses, that might help. I don't know. Pretty cool though. Don't ask me how I did it, and it won't happen again. I might sell some of this stuff. I'm gonna insert a picture here. Picture here, Nick. Of the basket's full. There's hundreds of pieces. This is my, I don't know if you can see this real well, but this is more of like my dirty old. It's slightly mottled, and you know, it depends. I usually use an antique white base or a creamy base. Let me see back here, might be better. I have no idea. That didn't look too bad. I have a dirty old and a really prim linen, prim colors that I love to use. You'll see a lot of that. And then, let's see, here's one of my, this was one of the ones I just decided, no, I'm not even going to show you that to you. You're going to have to look at my site, Sepia Trees Linen. This is another one. Let me see, 36 count. I think I saved this, then I never ended up stitching on it because I already did one. This is my Raven, Moon, and Bats for those people who want to try to stitch that pattern with the printed design. And people, let me tell you, it's not that hard. Most of you who stitch adjust your patterns the way you want them anyway. It doesn't have to be exact, but the pattern also comes with this charted. So I did both. It's a really, and I'm always available to help anyone. And a lot of people ask me, is it going to look good in Ada? Well, heck yeah. It looks awesome on Ada. Let me see if I can fit it in. This is a big piece. Look how beautiful this is. I'm going to fold it a little bit, but there we go. It is gorgeous on Ada. And Monaco, Lugana. I print on all of it. And I just ordered in some 52 count virgin. I'm gonna order in some 46 count soon. Yeah, it's gonna look like I'm looking the wrong way. I keep looking that way because my piles are over here. Here's some of my other linens. Let me see. They probably look terrible. There we go. Some butterflies and dragonflies. Oh, Michelle just showed a book flip through. Oh my gosh, I love botanicals and butterflies and what do they call it? Anatomical type of things. So, you know, I do old book pages, but I thought, why not do, I don't know, something more definitions, and you'll have to go visit her video and see, and I think I'm going to do some linen like that. Oh, and by the way, I talk with my hands, I never hold still, and my dog barks a lot, so I'll probably hit pause a lot, or I'll have to go get coffee. That's all I drink is coffee. Here's my scissors and rulers. I know this is going to be terrible trying to see some of this, so I think my pictures on the website do a pretty good job. If not, always ask. I'll try to take some more outside. Weather permitting, because all it's been doing here is raining. Finally got my lawn mowed. I got a story about that too. Clocks, parts and pieces. I have more coming for the season, and I'm even thinking about doing some, geez, that messes with me, hand-painted linens, where, I don't want to give too much away, because I haven't even designed it yet, but in the meadow we can build a snowman. How about some hand-painted snow? Some fun stuff. But then there's sepia trees and sepia forest, and if you want white snow painted on it, just let me know. Here's some old keys. Right before I get on here, I asked Michelle, what do I show? I have nothing in my hoop. Oh my god. She was nothing? Like, you design and stitch nothing? I said, no. And I missed Road Cross Stitch Day, and I know, I'll set up a hoop with linen in it. I'll show linen. I have models all over the house, but you can, I'd be digging for days. You can see them on the site, or ask. I'll bring them out. And this one is leaves, and there's so much more. I just grabbed a pile tonight. So, we do regular linen, prim stain linen, dirty old linen, we do printed linens, we do extra pieces of linens, we do frames, we do, oh my gosh, every time I come up with some sort of design, I think, sure, I could go to Hobby Lobby, I could go up in my attic, and I could, yeah, my attic. I used to have a brick and mortar shop in this building before we built our house here. So my attic is full. My entire inventory from my gift shop is upstairs. Or we're decorating with the rest of it because there's just so much. Sorry, I'm gonna mess with these. I'm only on day 3. So every time I design something, I'm like, well, yeah, I could go here, I could go there, I could go up in the attic. I have my own needle shop in my spare room. I think I have pictures of that. Maybe I'll add them in another time. But it has my heat press in there, and it has my, well, all the stuff on my website that you see, the hoops, the Q stamps, the needles, the trims and embellishments, the, oh my, walnut shells, Gentle Arts, Color Works, and Weeks Dye Works. All the colors, not all the colors, but I do a lot of thread kits for people. I don't put that on my website because I really don't want to run into back issue orders. I don't want people ordering from the site and then saying, where's my thread? Because I know what it's like to, you know, you're in the middle of a project, you want thread. Your best off bet, if you can't find it at your normal source, and if you want to get it from me, holler my way. Just say, Nick, do you have this? Chances are I really might. If I don't, I'll either order it for you if you want to wait, or if you want to, like I said, there's so many people selling that are great places to shop at. Your local needle shop, your favorite online shop. I'm not the only one, but I don't want to get yelled at either if I don't have something, and my website says I have it. Which segues back to the linens. A lot of people ask, you know, when is my order going to be ready? And since I left Etsy and opened up my own website again, I had to put notices everywhere. It's just me and John. We're the only two people running this, and when we get a lot of linen orders, let me tell you folks, it takes a lot of work to put those linens together. I mean, you're talking hours and hours. It takes at least, God, I never really calculated it. I mean, you gotta print out the sheets, you gotta print, you know, cut the linen to size, you gotta organize your orders by the date they came in. You've got to, okay, you got the linen, you got the sheet printed, but you want to have a batch of them ready, so then you got to make sure you tag every piece, so you got this pile, so you don't confuse the counts of linen, or whatever it is, and then you've got to take them in, do all the heat pressing. I just finally started getting John to do that for me because, oh my God, it is a machine. You pull it down and you gotta hold pressure, then when it pops up and you take it out, and then you gotta line everything up. And some of the designs I do, they're intricate. Oh, and after you printed your transfer sheets, they're commercial sheets, you gotta cut it all out. So you're cutting it out to prepare it, to take it in there and put it on your linen, and then you've got to line it up. And a lot of my designs you have to line up on the count. You like Here Comes Santa, Amazing Grace, Sepia Trees, there's quite a few. You have to line them up so you're under the hood of that thing, and it's at 400 degrees, and you're eyeballing it to make sure you're starting and ending in the right place, so that when it goes out the door finally, the person who gets it, say my Here Comes Santa, they can start at the bottom of the music sheet and it's lined up on a row. I don't know how else to describe it. And then they can go up, and it'll be, should be straight and narrow, centered, not crooked or cockeyed. You don't want a music sheet like this and your Santa like this. I don't know, you might. If you ever do, let me know. It'll make it faster. I have no problem doing that. That's why when I started doing some of these scattered designs, I'm like, and I was training John, I was like, just fill it, make it look nice, spread them out, you know. It made it a little easier. The book pages one, that gets a little heavy. So, and other people ask me what they can do with it. You could wash it, but the coffee and walnut stain is not permanent. That'll end up washing out. Prior to you getting it, excuse my language, but I beat the hell out of this linen. I really do. I stain it, I iron it, I cheat. I use a heat gun because I don't have time to wait for things to dry. Certainly not. And then I have to make sure that the edges are nice, and the new sheets I'm using and the new heat press make that wonderful. Just a lot better. I've looked into the wide format printers. Oh my, yeah, not on my budget. So we've reinvented the wheel, and so it's a process. I mean, it takes quite a while, and if I get a lot of orders, now you gotta remember I'm also stitching or punching, I'm designing, I'm filling orders, running my household. Yeah, so that's a little bit into the life of Kaniki's. I do the magazine subscriptions 4 times a year. Well, I try to. Last year I slacked. Sorry, Deb. I love doing that. I actually, I get I get to reach out to people that, haven't found me online. I get to do something fun and be a part of something. Deb is great. I just, what a phenomenal magazine. It really is. I enjoy doing it, and I enjoy working with her, and I enjoy creating projects for people to, you know, just keep those needles flying, either punch needle or cross stitch. I keep going off track. So the linen orders can take anywhere from 2 to 4 weeks. Sometimes I'll get an order in right when I'm doing, the batches of linen. I'm like, I'll squeeze it in, and someone will get it in a week. Someone will get it right at the 4 weeks. Sometimes it takes me 4 weeks to get it done, and if there's back order issues on my anything from the toners I use to the sheets I use to the linen, sometimes I have to call ahead and say, because I like to use, vintage country mocha. I absolutely love it, just like it is, but it prints beautiful. I can take all my sheets, print on them. I have less of a halo. It takes it, it's a soft feel, and it's just gorgeous. So, I have to make sure they have that in stock. If not, well, Ada, however people say it. That's one of them that usually comes in antique white. So that one takes me longer, and it's thicker. Same with the Jobelin and Monaco, because once I've got everything pressed, then I've got to wring it out in the sink. Literally, I rinse the sizing out, then I do my staining, and then it gets wet again, then it gets stained again. I use a heat gun. And a little tip for all of you, sorry, I'm putting my hands in front of my face. A little tip for all of you is, I'm another cheater when it comes to little hacks here. When I originally started doing all these linens and staining linens, I literally painted it on for people. I had paintbrushes and water glasses, and I painted, and I heat gunned, and I painted, and I heat gunned. I tried it in drying things in my dryer a couple weeks ago, and yeah, I won't do that again. Actually, when I was dyeing all those scrap pieces, I washed them. My husband, John, was laughing at me. Okay, I don't do well with tangled things, like tangled Christmas lights. They get thrown away. Tangled balls of thread. I try to make it through. But you can't throw linen, you can't throw linen away. It's, even if you have scrap pieces and it's fraying apart, you save it for stuffing, right? You don't throw it away. I came out with this tangled mess. It weighed 50 pounds. Maybe not, but it was a lot. So, brought it out, untangled it. Took forever. There was thread everywhere. My dryer wasn't very happy. Then I tried to wash a rug in the dryer, and it killed it. Me and John were in there trying to wash our bedding. We slept on the couches for like 2 days, because nothing was drying. We had to tear the dryer apart. See, this is the hazards of being a designer and a maker and purveyor of things. You ruin stuff. My mother-in-law, she's on a every few months schedule of going to the store and get me some new shirts, because if you look down below, I probably have coffee. Yeah, I do. There's coffee stains all over the front of my shirt, and I tried to pick a nice one. Nothing sacred. The dryer, I have a spare heat gun back there behind my cupboard. Always have a spare. Yeah. Oh, the other hack. When I used to paint the linens, now I just buy really good spray bottles. I have extras on hand. Sorry about that. My computer's still on. I have extras on hand. And sometimes you wet the linen, sometimes you don't. I spray it, sometimes I stand further back, sometimes I'm up closer, I dribble, sometimes I scrunch it together if I'm going for dirty old, sometimes I wring it back out if I don't want too much, and then I drip some more on. It's a heat gun and spraying process. It's whatever I think looks really cool. And anybody can do it. If you ever want to see me do it, I'll see if I can get John to videotape me without cracking up. Those are some things about the life of Kanikis. John and Niki, Odie and Bo, and Sammy. It gets crazy, it gets quiet. I love it all. I love it all. I am always on Facebook and now Instagram and now FlossTube, because it just connects me with the outside world. Sort of, kind of. I mean, I heard several people talking about, you know, you get to meet everybody, and yet they haven't met you yet, so here I am. I should probably change my picture in the beginning, though, because I'm growing my hair out. It's getting long and wild. Why? I don't know. I was tired of it being short. I think it's nicer long. Yeah, that was sidetracked. And by the way, it's 1 o'clock in the morning. I'm a night owl. And did I mention I never sit still? And I get a little sidetracked. And I cannot believe Odie hasn't barked yet. And I'm probably cursing myself by saying that. So I was talking to Michelle, to Deb. Let me see. I'm going to look down again here. Yeah, Deb and Grace both want to know what we eat. Oh, stitching style. Yep. Hoop. Hoop all the way. I will tell you what. I tried stitching in hand and it drove me nuts. I tried 5-6 times at least to stitch in hand, and I think my linen just saw. I don't know. I couldn't get the sewing. I used petite needles. I couldn't. Maybe it was because I was going freaking blind. Even though I have my light and I was stitching with 4.0 readers, I could see, but we don't have the greatest lighting in our house. So without that little clip-on light, and I don't normally have the overheads on all the time. These are the only overheads in here, other than our bedroom. Yeah. I just cannot grasp by holding it and stitching method. I've been doing the stab and up and down. It's probably no good for my shoulders, but it's what I'm used to, and I'm pretty proficient at it, I guess. Let me see, what other questions did I have? Well, you know what? I'll do a quick. Let me see, what was that one? Sorry, looking down again. Favorite fabric? Linen. Love linen. I haven't tried stitching on the Joblin or Monaco yet. I'm going to. I swear. I'm going to. Hoop. Answered that. Use a standard, I just hold it. I hold it because, as I mentioned, I don't hold still. I cannot believe I haven't moved all over this playground. Sorry if I made you dizzy. I have a lot of injuries from my past. Just really beating myself up over a lifetime of hard work. They call it fibro. I also have vitamin D deficiency. I'm in pain a lot, so what I do is just absolutely enjoyable, and it's really good therapy. So I can't hold still. I literally, if my husband filmed me at night, I'd kill him, but I'm like a helicopter. By the time I go to bed and everybody goes to bed with me, by the time I wake up, they're all gone. They can't take that much abuse. So I hold my frame. I hold it here, I hold it there, I sit back, I lean forward, I'm all over the playground. Favorite time to stitch? Every minute I can. Printed paper copy of your chart or digital? I am digital. I don't like using paper. I actually use OneNote, And what I do is well, for you, you'd have to get a PDF, the digital version, and then you export it as images, and then you import the images as a picture into OneNote, and then you can zoom in and out, and they have built-in highlighters that are just awesome. For me, that works really well because it's one less thing on my table, and I can zoom in and out as large as I want, and I can use multiple color of highlighters. Who doesn't love having fun with that? So definitely digital. Even for other artists, if I can, I always create a working copy. Just, I don't have much time to stitch other people's designs, even though I have a lot. I have enough for my next lifetime. And more of my own on the way. Floss liquor, no. But I use my beeswax. And I keep it in a little tin. And I make them and sell them. Beeswax is phenomenal for keeping your thread conditioned. Well, just for everything. I run my thread through it a couple times, and then I snip off the end of my thread and thread my needle, and don't need to do anything else. Up top is one of those old things, and I have literally, let me see if I can do this without wreaking havoc. I have magnets with all my needles. I don't know if you can see that without a glare. There we go. That's not bad. There's a whole bunch of magnets. I have 26 and 28 petites over here. Then I got the regular 26 and 28s over there. I have scissors. I have pins and pin cushions and jewelry and fobs and scissor fobs and more scissors back. That's out of sight. Supplies, buttons, scissors. Scissors are past the diffuser. They're over there. Okay, next one. Hoard or buy supplies. Is there a difference? Both? I stock up, so I have it. And so you can have it. Favorite floss. Boy, that's a hard one. Depends on what I'm doing. I gotta tell you, I use General Arts a lot. It's one of the first overdyes that I started with, and for all of my I was digitally painting my designs and then converting them by pulling from my colors. Oh, you want to see my, hang on. Let me turn around here and see if I can come back to the same position. This is a mess. I know what's on here, and it's organized, but I have weeks. I have pearls. And for those of you who bobbinate and don't want to, you know how you get the tags for General Arts and weeks and all that? I made my own tags for all of my DMC because it's so much easier for me to look through those beautiful cups. Look at, and you don't see that on the scheme. Then I have some of Nancy's Victorian mottos. I almost said Victoria's Secret. Oh God, help me. Victorian mottos. Sorry, Nancy. Let's see. This is the, holy crap, I need to put these back where it belongs one, because I've been stitching models with it. And then we have all the General Arts, and then we have Classic Color Works, and then I have the Belsoise? Yeah, from Colorworks. And I just started using more and more of those. And so between that and weeks and General Arts, I'm set. I have sorry about that technical difficulty. This drawer unit behind me. Let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It goes down past where you can't see it, but I'm not gonna move the camera. It's full. It's full of all of my, let me see, what do I got in there? Baldani, Weeks, oh, Yvonne Buss. Okay. Just had a brain fart. Yvonne. Lavender, oh my gosh, I'll come back to that. Yvonne has been over-dyeing wools and threads, so I have some of hers in there. I have 30-yard spools, 80-yard spools. I have, oh my gosh, the Ziplocs full of DMC. And then I carry bulk, because I do kits, thread kits for people. I carry bulk yardage of General Arts threads. And then, like I told you before, my local needle shop is actually my spare bedroom. So there's skeins and skeins and skeins from all the companies. I can't really say I have an absolute fit. I love them all. Who doesn't? And there's more. And the more FlossTube I watch, the more different kinds of floss I want to try. As bad. Maybe not. Maybe it's not bad. Maybe it'd be fun. Serial starter, do you have a whip at a time? I am one project at a time. I kind of have to. Because it's just me. I mean, I know I have people who wanted to model stitch for me, but, God, you know, if I don't get to stitch too, I don't know. Sometimes I do. Jan Emmerich. Hi, Jan, if you ever find me. She's done one of my models, and my sister Tammy, she's done one of my models. Other than that, I mean, I absolutely love to stitch my own models. I just do. And that's going to answer another question down further below. Experiment with your charts, or do you like to experiment and alter things with your charts, or do you stitch them just as written? Well, I often rewrite them as I'm stitching them, because I'll come along in a spot in my design, I'm like, yeah, I don't really like that, so I'm going to change it. Or, oops, I screwed up, I better fix it on the chart because I like it better here. Anything goes. I'm really laid back. Even with other charts, if I screw something up, unless it's something major, well, like a border knot meeting, I just did a design, and if I didn't tell you, you wouldn't know. It was off. It was off by one row. So, oh, yeah, I know. I'm not telling. I'm going to leave you hanging on that one. Anyway, I added to the design on the chart so that my model picture would look right. But I'm not telling you which one it was, because I'm like that. Bobbinate, no. Yeah, I tried it. It drove me nuts. I don't know why. I like the cards. So that's why I even started doing the floss tag cards for DMC. And Nancy's. They come on those too. But, do you start a project in the middle of your fabric or at the corner? I almost always start in the middle. Unless it's one of my designs where, say like Here Comes Santa. You want to start at the bottom of the music sheet. What's the other one? Amazing Grace. Depending on what count you're using, is where you kind of want to start at. And I help people with that when they need it, and other ones just kind of figure. It's in the directions. They don't just figure it out. I actually help people calculate that. I'm having a hard time talking. Whip rotation, no. I just go and go and go. Timekeeper to keep track of how long it takes you to complete a project. Once in a while, I'll write at the top of one of my patterns when I started it, but not really, no. I'm usually like a dog on a bone once I start a new project, because, like I said, remember that part about not making breakfast, and 5 o'clock my husband says, I think you should eat. Yeah, I like to stitch. Use a parking technique. No. Oh my God, God bless you people who do hates. I think if I ended up doing one, or a full coverage, I would definitely be doing, what do they call it, color completion. That would be me. You keep your orts. as throwing them in my garbage can over here or on the floor count. You know, they kind of, you know, just fall down. You vacuum them up later. Sure, I keep them for a little while. Do you like to have a snack or drink while stitching? Yes. Coffee. No, I don't drink fully caffeinated coffee. If I did, I would never, ever sleep. Wouldn't happen. I'd be awake 24/7 instead of, what is it, 18/7, 19/7, sometimes 27. Snacking? Sure. I usually put things aside, though. And that's probably where Prim comes in really handy, because I don't think I've stitched on very many things that were white. I envy you gals who can keep things clean. God help me, I can't even keep my clothes in one piece. I can't. I'm just a disaster. Something happens. The dogs, the cat, cooking, coffee, working on a project, spillage. It happens. What do I say? Do you watch TV while you're stitching? Yes. And FlossTube. My husband sits about 10, 12 feet from me. He watches TV. I'll watch FlossTube, then I'll go back to TV, I'll stitch. I'm a multitasker. I'm very good at it. Odie. Sorry. Do I mostly stitch alone, or do I get together with someone to stitch? I've actually never gotten together with anyone to stitch, so I don't know. I just haven't had time. There's no one around here. If I go to my sister's, I end up visiting and nothing gets done. We just chat. Because by the time I get there, 45 minutes for me, visit for a while, have lunch, hang out. And that's not very often. I'm a hermit. I am. I don't leave home much. I don't. As a matter of fact, I went to the Primitive Stitchers Society Merchant Mall. Primitive Stitchers Society retreat at a Merchant Mall. And it was in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. And it was the first time that the retreat gathering had ever gotten this close to home. And I looked at my husband and I said, I want to go. It's the first time I'm ever going to get to meet any of my friends that are stitchers and the designers, and I don't care. It's only going to be like 3 hours, and then we can meet our friends who live further down in PA, and then I want to go. He's like, you can do this. I'm like, let's go. So he's like, let's go. We made plans, and that Friday we went. We went down and back in one day. It was a long day, but it was awesome. I didn't just stitch with anybody, but I got to hug and meet a lot of people, and it was really great. Which is where, well, it's not the same thing, but it kind of is. The FlossTube community, I've gotten to know quite a few people. Farm Girl, Michelle Rudy, getting to know Michelle, Bendy Stitchy Michelle, 2 Michelles. Goodness. I know Donna Ray from our PSS group. Lori's just starting out. I can't wait to see more of her crafty Saturdays at Not Forgotten Farm videos. It's going to be awesome. That is on my bucket list. I do want to go someday and visit. And I'm trying to think of anything else. Favorite floss? What was the other question I had from somebody else? Favorite designer? Oh my god, everybody. Are you kidding me? Even if it's not my style, I don't know if I even have a style. Prim, definitely, but just doing the behind the scenes work gives you so much appreciation into what goes into what other people do. It's phenomenal. I love everybody. And I love watching everyone stitch at different levels, different fabrics, different colors, different styles. I love the ones that stick with everything it says, everything called for, to the ones that go, oh, this is going helter-skelter all over, and I'm going to love it the way it is. I love it all. The punch needle, too. You can see more of my designs in my shop. More is coming for the upcoming seasons. I really miss it. It's more of a mindless activity for me. and I absolutely love doing it. I gotta keep my hands down. Shame on me. What do I have planned? That's something I wanted to bring up. I have a wicked list. I'm gonna try to hold a little closer here. Tips and techniques. I'd like to share more of that. You have any questions? Ask. Please ask. Please let me know. I'd love to hear. What's on my work table? Other than today's blank coop. I'll share more on the next. I got a winter design I've got to get done for the magazine. I have another design I have to get done for fall and Halloween for Terry's, yep, Dixie Samplers Haunted Harvest Exchange. So I got to get that done. Tutorials, if you want some, I'll do my best. I'm not going to give away all my trade secrets, but I'll be happy to share whatever I can. Daily happenings. Oh, you're going to get pictures of the animals, of funny stuff. You're going to hear stories around the homestead, I call it. We live, eat, and breathe, and sleep, and work all from here. That's why I don't even have a business page on Facebook. I don't. Kaniki's is Niki and John. We're all one. We mix business with pleasure. And I mean that in a very nice way. Let me see. So what's coming up? What's new? Well, I can't tell you all of that. I gotta hold some stuff back here. Let me see. Look at my list. It's a mess. I'll be more organized next time. There you go. There's a goal. Organize your FlossTube videos. Look at the right spot. I drew a pumpkin over here on this box where I have my camera setting. I guess I'm going to have to draw a prettier pumpkin to keep me to pay more attention to where I should be looking in the camera and not at myself. You'll get over it. I'll get over it. Next one will be better, and I'll stop waving my pen around to annoy you. Things I do in love. You know, because there's just more to it. We like to garden. Storage from the we used to have horses, chickens. We've had it all here, especially with my daughter. She's got to save all the animals. So we've had our hands full. How I stitch and how I punch. There's so many. I already told you how I stitched. I can't do the sewing method, so I'm a stabber and a sticker and a stabber. How I store stuff and organize. I showed you some of that. I'm gonna have to insert some pictures. Maybe the next video I'll plan it out a little better and insert some stuff for you guys to see. Well, I showed my craft corner. I think I'll try to insert here pictures of the linen pieces that I just finished staining. Well, not the pieces, but I had to stack them up in a basket. I had this bright idea that it was going to fit all in one basket, so I ended up rearranging my whole entire corner. I ended up with 4 baskets, not one. And I stole some baskets from the coat rack area, so I had to redo the whole coat rack area, and I had to go get a board, the screw gun, some screws, and put a board up in front of the, hard to describe, I'll have to take a picture, but to hold all the mittens and gloves in, I have to order more baskets and take the board down, or have my husband modify it when he gets home tomorrow, which he'll see that I've made a few adjustments. Good word for it. Where my inspiration comes from was another thing I wrote down to share. Holy Hannah, it comes from everywhere. It can be a movie, a commercial, a memory, a picture, family, thoughts. I got a very busy mind. I do, draw inspiration from everything and everywhere, but ultimately, in the end, it's a conglomeration of everything. It's complicated. We're, you know, it's explaining on where you get your information. Wow, this should really, I'm at an hour, so I should probably stop. Where you get your inspiration from. Maybe I'd be better off once in a while talking about for each piece. I'll share one with you. Amazing Grace. Literally, right down the road is the little white church where the inspiration for that came from. And I found out that they were able to buy it for $1, he said. And then they were able to get a grant to restore it. They've been working on it for years. We've been here for 7 years, and they finally started painting this summer. I hope to get some more pictures, and I keep seeing more and more people there, so I'm hoping on my way to the gas station or post office, I can pop in. It'd be cool to go inside and get some pictures and more history on it. That's the inspiration for Amazing Grace. And John's grandma. Her name was Grace, and she was amazing. And every time I see that church and I think of Grandma, I mean, it just all came together. And then I painted the church, and then I took pictures of it, and there weren't enough flowers or trees or whatever. And then I thought of Grandma's blossom tree out back, and I thought, I'll put that over here. And then the music sheet came into play. And it is hard finding music that isn't copyrighted for this kind of stuff. So that's why there's not a whole lot of music sheets in my printed linen line, but that was one of them I could use, and I was so thrilled. So thrilled. I love it. So there's the inspiration for one piece. So I think, I see tag time. I'm going to be answering some tags. I'm going to be doing lots of shout outs as I go. I really need to write down or find my list. I have a list. Write down my list of people I subscribe to, ones you may or may not already watch, and we'll go from there. I'd love to share them with you. If you have any questions or ideas, hit me. That's a new segment, hit me. Don't really hit me, but if you have any ideas or you know, for maybe tutorials or ideas that you might want to see in the future, hey, let me know. I love that. I've designed, actually, there's more inspiration. I've had a lot of people ask me for certain things, and I'm like, hey, why not? You know, let's see what I can come up with. It's fun. It gives me, I've always done really well with people ask me to, can you do a blah, blah, blah? Well, yeah, absolutely. That'd be a blast. Or, heck no, I'm buried, and I'll put it on my list, but maybe later. And with that, I'll be seeing you guys later. I think probably heard enough of my rambling for one night, and I've got to figure out how to splice this into my movie, upload it to YouTube, make sure I didn't swear. Nope, I don't think I did. And thank you so much, everyone, for coming to visit with me. I hope you come back. I hope these go better as I go. Let me know if my lighting and my corner's okay. And anything else constructive criticism is good with me. Nasties will be deleted. That's just, we have a drama-free zone here at Kaniki's. It's not allowed. Not by anybody. Not even the dogs. Drama-free. Everybody gets along. So let me know. And I really hope, oh, that's another thing I want to say. I hope to hear your comments. But I want to say right now, because, holy Hannah, I am on social media a lot throughout the workday. I am going to try to comment back to everybody as much as I can. If I don't comment back, I'll try to do my thumbs up. I think there's a heart button. No, just thumbs up. And I'm going to be taking, you know, notes on some of the comments to perhaps address them in the next video. And see if that doesn't help and cut down time. I don't want to ignore anybody at all. By all means, I'll tell you, even on Facebook, I do my best to go through, and Instagram to go through, but I think it's mind-boggling after a little while. So I keep looking down. You know what? I'm going to have to come up with a clip to hold it up closer to my camera so it doesn't look like I'm looking down all the time. And make a prettier pumpkin to my list for next time. With that, my dear friends, I hope to see you soon. I don't have a slogan, so it's not bye. It's see ya. See ya for now.